Amazon just launched a retro gaming store on its website, and it looks like there's going to be a new Hocus Pocus movie in the works. Also, we've got more news on the Corey Feldman saga. Plus, all that and more nostalgia news coming up. What up to my peoples? Welcome back to Retro Crunch, your nostalgia news show that is all about current pop culture, movies, music, and games that relates to all things 70s, 80s, and 90s. Alright, first up is that Amazon just launched a new web store for retro gaming called the Retro Zone, and they're going to sell everything from retro mobile apps and consoles to clothing and books. This is a pretty good move for Amazon because nostalgia gaming has become hugely popular again. And with how crazy people are about the release of the NES and SNES Classics, this shows that Amazon doesn't see the retro gaming trend going away anytime soon. Along with selling mobile games, the store portal will be a one-stop shop for all your retro gaming needs, to include retro consoles like the SNES Classic and 3DS XL SNES Edition, and any other retro toys, gadgets, clothing, or books that you may like. Basically, if it has anything to do with nostalgia and retro gaming, the Retro Zone will have something that may interest you. And with developers like Sega, Atari, Nintendo, and Square Enix playing big roles in the website's retro store, you can expect to see some great deals on both old and new games each month. Amazon is also giving away 5 SNES Classics to celebrate the grand opening of the Retro Zone, and you can enter the drawing by just sending out a tweet on Twitter. I'll post a link to the giveaway down below. And next up in retro movie news. Okay, so this next news is sort of fun and sad. Apparently the movie Hocus Pocus that came out in 1993 is being remade by Disney. And I guess that's the fun part. This is all fine and good, and I'm curious to see how the movie does considering it's basically going to be a B-movie version of the original. But what's sad is that Bette Midler is taking to the airwaves to call it crap and that it's going to be cheap. And this makes me hope that it's actually going to be really good. Okay, Bette, don't you have anything better to do than totally dump on a movie franchise that basically kept you relevant years after your peak? I mean, you did say on multiple occasions that you, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy were all ready to do the sequel. And last I checked, none of you are really making blockbuster movies since forever ago. Not only that, aren't you just a little bit pissed that you weren't asked back to make a sequel? Yep. So maybe you ought to chill out with the holier than thou act. Just saying. And up next, well, Corey Feldman was on the Dr. Oz show yesterday and finally named at least one person that allegedly abused him in the 80s. And he even stated that he told the LAPD back in 1993 about the assault and gave the names, but no actions were ever taken. The LAPD, of course, disputes his claim and says Corey never actually revealed any names. On the Oz show, during his interview, he accused 80s actor John Grisham of the assault. This guy John Grisham appeared in License to Drive and Dream a Little Dream, which both starred Feldman. And along with acting, Grisham worked as Feldman's assistant for a few years after being hired by Feldman's dad. Feldman also went on to say that he would also be very happy to give up the other 5 names after he has obtained legal representation. This is a huge change from what Corey said last week when he was going to wait until he completed his movie project about the ordeal to finally release the names. So it seems that all the pressure has finally got to him. I don't want to speculate about what's going to come out of this story because the information is so new, but I'll keep you guys informed. And then we got a retro toys update on the release of the 20th anniversary edition of the Tamagotchi. It's going to be in stores on November 5th at major retailers like Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, and Amazon. The pre-orders on these little gadgets sold out in 48 hours, so if you were interested in getting one of these for the holidays, now's your chance, and you've been informed. And that wraps up the retro news that I have for you this week. If you like the stories, be sure to let me know what your thoughts are on any of them that we talked about today. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the nostalgia news every Friday. And remember, when you wake up in the morning before you jump out of bed and hit that snooze button, if it ain't retro, it ain't